board meeting, please stand for pledge allegiance led by Trustee Skalski.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
This evening we will be starting with Trustee Virgilio.
Here.
Glatzer absent. Childikis.
Present.
Makos.
Here.
Sagowski.
Here.
Stapleton.
Here.
Next on the agenda is the consent agenda, which is the approval of minutes for the February 24th, 2014 village board meeting, February 24th committee of the whole meeting, approval of disbursements, resolution approving agreement for professional banking services with First Midwest Bank, and a resolution approving the submittal of the 2014 Community Development Block Grant for the program year application. Need a motion to approve? So moved. By Trustee Skalski, second by Trustee Miklos. Any questions? Roll call.
Virgilio.
Yes.
Glatzer absent. Childikis.
Yes.
Makos.
Yes.
Sagowski.
Yes.
Stapleton.
Yes.
Motion approves. Next on the agenda is the mayor's report. And first we have a proclamation for National Athletic Training Month. May I have a motion to approve that proclamation?
So moved.
Made by Trustee Childakis, second by Trustee Miklos. Madam Clerk.
Whereas quality health care is vital for individuals involved in physical activity, and whereas certified athletic trainers have a long history of providing quality health care for athletes and those engaged in physical activity based on specific tasks, knowledge, and skills acquired through the nationally regulated educational processes. And whereas certified athletic trainers provide the prevention of injuries, recognition, evaluations, and aggressive treatment, rehabilitation, healthcare administration, education, and guidance. And whereas athletic training was recognized by the American Medical Association in 1990 as an allied healthcare profession. And whereas the National Athletic Trainers Association represents and supports more than 30,000 members of the athletic training profession employed in the professional sports, colleges, universities, high schools, clinics, hospitals, military branches, and corporate and industrial settings. And whereas leading organizations concerned with athletic training and healthcare have joined together in a common desire to raise public awareness for the importance of the athletic training profession and to emphasize the importance of quality health care for athletes and those engaged in physical activity within the aforementioned settings. And whereas such efforts will improve health care for athletes and those engaged in physical activity and promote certified athletic trainers as allied health care professionals. Now therefore, I, Brian K. Reaves, Mayor of Lemont, on behalf of the Village Board of Trustees, do hereby proclaim the month of March 2014 as National Athletic Training Month in the Village of Lemont, Illinois, and hereby encourage all citizens to acknowledge the dedication and hard work of athletic trainers within our community and to learn more about the importance of athletic training.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion approves. Thanks again for coming out, guys. You guys want to say anything, or just take the plaque and run?
Not the weather, great. You guys are more than welcome to come out to the high school and see us in action, I guess.
It's true. You guys do a great job, and I know that the kids appreciate it. It's great to have professionals on staff for all the different sports at the high school level when they're training. It's a very, very important part of it, just based upon their health, making sure they're stretching correctly, and when they do have an injury, how you guys get them back in the game as quick as possible. So again, thank you for all you guys do. Next on the agenda is another proclamation for National Nutrition Month. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Made by Trustee Miklos, second by Trustee Virgilio. All those in favor?
Aye.
Madam Clerk?
Whereas food is a substance of which life is sustained, and whereas the type, quality, and amount of food that individuals consume each day plays a vital role in their overall health and physical fitness, and whereas there is a need for continuing nutrition education and a wide-scale effort to enhance healthy eating practices, and now therefore I, Brian K. Reaves, on behalf of the Village Board of Trustees, do hereby proclaim the month of March National Nutrition Month in the Village of Lemont, Illinois. And I encourage all citizens to join the campaign and become concerned about their nutrition and the nutrition of others in hope of achieving an optimum health for both today and tomorrow.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next on the agenda is a public hearing for the budget for 2014 fiscal year. I need a motion to open.
So moved.
Made by trustee Stapleton,
Second.
second by trustee Snagowski. At this time, the public hearing is open for the 2014-15 budget year. Seeing none, motion to close the public hearing.
So moved. Sorry,
Made by trustee
Mr. Mayor,
Snagowski.
may I say something?
In regards to budget?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
thank you. Excuse me. I didn't think we should move that quickly through it. Mr. Mayor, members of the Board of
And I apologize,
Trustees.
Mr. Lattice, because it is a public hearing, you just state your name and address, please.
Absolutely. James G. Lattice, 90 Timberline Drive. I decided it was important to testify at this first hearing on the fiscal year 2015 village budget, because it seems like the closest thing we have to a town meeting. It's a chance for folks to air their grievances about local government spending and to let you know what we think needs to be done, to say how we ought to spend our tax money. But after all the talk I've heard from our leaders about your business skill and experience and your aim to run Lemont like a business, it dawned on me that this is more like an annual stockholders meeting. And property-owning taxpayers in the village certainly qualify as owning a share or a stake in the current status and future direction of Lemont. And like anyone holding stock in a company, we want to make sure that the town is working for our benefit and looking out for our interests. So in terms of our physical plant, our infrastructure, I know that the alley on the west side of the 800 block of State Street is deteriorated, and I'm sure the residents of that block would love to see it repaved. Maybe it's already in the works, I don't know. If so, bravo. On the other hand, I think spending another $150,000 on more sports complex studies is a waste of money. If a fresh perspective is desired, how about hiring some academics from our fine local colleges and universities to review the studies that you've already paid for? Let these experts determine the quality of what we have and point out any inadequacies. I'm sure we'd all appreciate an unbiased professional appraisal of what we've got. And I'm sure it would cost a lot less. Or you could have a professional survey done, maybe by the Solutions Resource Center at the University of St. Francis, the same people who conducted last year's Park District survey. It would only have to ask if people thought we needed, wanted, and could afford the sports complex. Maybe they could solicit some fresh ideas as well. I think you could get all your questions answered for a lot less than $150,000. And maybe we could pave an alley with the leftover cash. Of course, if you board members hadn't yanked back the ordinance you passed in 2013, we'd be voting next week on funding for the sports complex. The whole issue would be over, and I wouldn't be standing here saying, don't waste money on this study, pave an alley. So I just say, once again, let us vote. Thank you.
Anybody else in regards to public hearing for the fiscal budget for next year? With none, I need a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Made by trustee Snagowski, second by trustee Miklos. All those in favor? Aye. Public hearing is now closed. Next on the agenda is audience participation. At this time, if you have anybody that wants to speak in regards to items, then you should please come to the podium, state your name and address, and you will have 3 minutes in regards to speak.
Arlene Bergman, 7 Kettering Lane, Lemont. I am very disappointed in this board and in this mayor, because they have taken my right away from me to vote on this sportsplex. They also took away the voters' rights to vote on this sportsplex. That's an honor and a privilege that each one of you took away from all of us. And we're talking millions, 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 and millions of dollars. And I'm only at 5 million. But we're talking possibly 40 million. And from what I understand, we're at least 29 million in debt that we owe already, besides these other millions and millions and millions and millions. I could say millions for 40 million, and that would take a lot of time. And that's a lot of money that the residents of Lemont do not have a say in. But the board and the mayor took that away from us. Also, I would like to go to the safety of the children that would go to the sportsplex. First of all, we're talking about the brownfields. The children, first of all, if they find out if there is a brownfield, who is going to pay for that? Lemont? Also, the children should not be at cost. Children are precious, and they should be allowed halfway decent land and that stuff. And that's not even our land. That's the Water Reclamation's land.
You have 1 minute, Ms. Bergman.
And I don't think that this is fair. All right, now, we're also talking, we have, I've lost my train of thought. So I'm sorry for that, but I am very upset. So today, I did take a ride to the new sportsplex in Romeoville. And I had happened to turn in on the block. And there was a walker walking, and I said, "Excuse me, could you tell me if that is the new sportsplex for Romeoville?" He says, "Oh, you mean the palace. The palace of Romeoville." I says, "Well, I guess that's what I mean." Another thing, there is one road in, one road out. If a child gets hurt at this sportsplex, and there is a train that seconds and minutes that it takes, this child could be lost. And then the village will be sued for more millions and millions. Let the people have a say in this. We're talking millions and millions and millions.
Anybody else?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Janet Hughes, and I'm a taxpayer from Lemont. Just to recap what's been happening here, December 26, 2012 was the last day for filing in the office of the local election held last year in April 2013. All incumbent village candidates ran unopposed. Mayor Brian Reaves, Trustee Schuldikas, Trustee Miklos, and Trustee Virgilio. January 28, 2013, the Lemont Village Board publicly unveiled and unanimously approved Ordinance O-10-13 for the purpose of financing a Lemont sports complex. Subsequently, questions from February 2013 appeared on the village website. Question: is the public able to reject the project? Answer: if there is enough support against the project, yes. February 27, 2013. More than double the signatures needed were submitted and accepted in response to that ordinance. January 6, 2014, almost a year later, the board repealed that ordinance. However, page 32 of the Village of Lemont Capital Improvement Plan describes the spending of $150,000 because the current feasibility studies and engineering for the proposed sports complex is several years old. Now, I've addressed the board in the past And I've asked questions, and my questions have not been answered. So I'm going to ask 3 questions tonight. And I'm requesting that you answer my questions. Okay? Question 1. Do you think it is ethically right to bypass the will of the voters and proceed with the sports complex anyways without a referendum?
You have 1 minute.
And I'm looking for a yes or no answer. Question 2, why did the board disclose the proposed sports complex after the time period closed for potential candidates to appear on the ballot for last year's mayoral election? And question 3, do you think you are being fiscally responsible in the pursuit of the building of a government sports complex on contaminated land classified as a brownfield owned by the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District? So those are my 3 questions. And what I can do is I can email them to you. However, on the website, it doesn't have your email address listed. You have to be on your website as a member of your website to access the email. So if you could kindly post your email address so I could send your email directly to you. And then I will look forward to a response.
Okay, thank you, your time is up.
Fair enough? Will all of you please answer my questions?
Your time is up, Mrs. Hughes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Anybody else for audience participation? Right, with none, we'll go to question 4. Oh, check, sure.
My name is Kevin Cliff. I live at 3 West Wen. Good evening, board. Good evening, mayor.
Mr. Cliff?
This week I took a couple rides at different times during the day and even Friday night a week ago. The town was booming Friday night. It was great. I mean, we couldn't get into a few different places and I was happy to see that. But other times when I drive through, I get the same feeling that I think this town is just beckoning for help. I mean, I can see the desire to revitalize this downtown. I mean, I feel it too, and I really think something does need to be done, and I applaud everyone for trying to do something. But I think that this process here with the sportsplex still boils down to the merit of the projects, which to me you can argue ad nauseum. The purview of the project, meaning whether it's within the realm of what I think should be done. And I could be an outlier on that. I mean, government does seem to be doing more, and they're getting their tentacles into more, and you said that people are expecting more nowadays, more services, and you know, that might be true, and it probably is true, but you know, it all has to be paid for, and I don't know, I would like to see us go the other way, but so I think it's an opportunity to start or establish something like that. But my other contention is a project of this magnitude, anything that gets into the millions of dollars, I don't know where the threshold is. I really think that it should have the input of the populace, a referendum, carry it back to the people like the word means. Let them get a choice, let them get a say on it. It might be affirmation of the project. Or it might be, no, we're not ready for it, but I would think you would want the full support of the people, and that way we all fail or we succeed together. But I mean, I think that would be what I would want. I'm not just here to throw things, like I said, to negate the project, and I was looking into something called City Solar.
Mr. Cliff, just have 1 minute, just let you know.
Count to 10, no, so anyway, City Solar, it's on the Pullman property on a brownfield. Do you know about it? Okay, I thought you were shaking your head yes, like maybe. Anyway, it's a solar generating plant, and it's a way that the property could be used with little or no remediation. They just drill some holes in and put some solar panels up. It could generate tax for the city and or village, and there'd be probably little risk. I didn't look into it fully, but just, it's another option out there as to the alternative to the sports complex. I'd like to know what the status of the site investigation is, if it's totally complete yet, or if there's still a few things that need to be done for the remediation. I mean, if we just put a bike path on there, would that then start the regeneration process, and then the site would have to be cleaned up? I mean, that might be enough to get it cleaned up, if that's an important thing for people here. So I don't know if there's,
I'm sorry, Mr.
Time
Michael,
up.
that's it on that.
okay, I just ask if you might reconsider that petition or a non-binding referendum. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else for audience participation? All right, with that, we'll move to the clerk's report.
Thank you. The resolution we have to be passed this evening would be R-11-14, and this is a resolution authorizing the approval of an engineering agreement with Engineering Resource Associates Incorporated in conjunction with the IMTT culvert improvements.
I need a motion to approve. Made by trustee Stapleton, second by trustee Miklos. Again, George.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The NWRD has selected the IMTT culvert project as eligible for NWRDGC project funds or stormwater funds. The project consists of the removal and replacement of 3 existing culverts located near the eastern edge of the I-9 Canal. The cost of the overall project is approximately $450,000, of which the village would be responsible for a 20% match after discussing with NWRD. Before you today, we've received a proposal to perform engineering services from Engineering Resources Associates in an amount not to exceed $37,142 for the permitting and engineering services for this project. This consists of the procurement of DuPage County permits, which is quite the process for what our engineer has relayed to us, so we think that this engineering firm will be more than ready to complete the work. We're going to try to utilize this project, or this engineering service agreement, as our cost match, because the remainder of the project has already been engineered. So we're going to attempt to use this as our 20% cost match, so that we have no further cost for the project.
Thank you, George. Any questions? With none, roll call.
Virgilio?
Yes.
Glatzer absent. Treldikus? Miklos?
Yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Motion approves.
That's it for each side.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Village Attorney's report.
No report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Jeff. Village Administrator's report.
Yeah, one quick item. The State of the Village presentation that the mayor gave on Wednesday to the Chamber of Commerce will be re-aired or aired on Channel 6. We have playback dates of this Wednesday, next Monday, and next Wednesday at noon, 5, and 8 o'clock on Channel 6. We put that information on our website as well. In case you were not able to attend the session, you'll be able to see it on Channel 6.
Thank you, George. I see no board reports, no staff reports. Any unfinished business? Any new business? With none, I need a motion to move to executive session to discuss collective bargaining.
So moved.
Made by trustee Stapleton. Second by trustee Miklos. Roll call.
Virgilio?
Yes.
Glatzer absent. Treldikus?
Yes.
Miklos?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I skipped you again. There were too many spaces here. Snagowski?
Yes.
Okay, and Stapleton?
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry.
Motion approved to move to executive session.